Hello everyone and welcome back to our DAX for Beginners series. My name is Brad and in today's video we'll be diving into some logical functions that allow us to create conditional statements and control the flow of calculations. The if, switch, and or functions all help us to perform calculations based on specific conditions, making them very powerful and essential for comprehensive data analysis. Alright, let's take a look. The first function we'll look at today is if. For you Excel users out there, you may already be familiar with using this in your spreadsheets and reports. If is one of the most commonly used functions because it can check a condition and return one value if the condition is true, and another value if the condition is false. We'll be using the same financials dataset in today's video that we used in our aggregate functions video. And if we take a look at our table over here, we can think about how we might use if. For example, if we look at our profit column, we might think about how our report users may be interested in which orders had a high profit margin. Let's say 20% will be our high profit threshold, and we can begin creating our function. Let's create a new column called high profit. On the right side of our equation, we'll start with our if, and we can see the mechanics of the function in this little window. Now, we don't have profit margin calculated in our table, but we can actually do that inside of our formula. So within our if statement, we're going to use divide. Our numerator will be our profit column, and our denominator will be sales, which is the net sales value in our table. We'll close off the divide function, and now that we've got our margin calculation, let's evaluate whether that value is greater than 20%. We'll use our greater than symbol and the decimal 0.2 with a comma to close the condition. Let's return a value of yes if the condition evaluates as true, and no if the condition evaluates as false. Now, there's a lot we can do with this new level of profit analysis. For instance, we could simply add up the number of yeses and nos in this column to see how many of our sales have been high margin or low margin. So to do that, let's go ahead and create a new measure in our measures table. And we'll call this just number of high margin sales. For this, we're going to start with the calculate function, which allows us to perform a mathematical function with a filter applied. And in this case, we want to count the number of rows we have in the high profit column when that column is filtered to only yes values. If that sounds a little confusing, don't worry, I'll be diving deeper into the calculate function in another video. The second part of our measure here, we'll be calling the count function. And this we covered in our last video. And what we want here is to count our high profit column. So we'll reference that here, and then go ahead and close off the function. Now that we've added our comma, we get to the filter part of our calculate function. And here is where we'll filter the high profit column to yes. All right, let's go ahead and do the same thing as we did here, but for our low profit measure. So I'll go ahead and copy in our high margin sales measure here. Let's go ahead and create a new measure, and we'll paste this in. I'm going to change our measure name to number of low margin sales. And we're going to change the filter to no instead of yes. If we go back to our report view, we can create a simple bar chart now that plots the number of high margin sales and low margin sales. There we go. Now, this visual is fine, but it doesn't really give us much useful information. Let's go ahead and maybe pull in our country field as well. And that looks a little bit better. We can see by each country the share of high margin versus low margin sales. And I really think this allows us to utilize those margin measures in a more meaningful way. The next function we'll look at is switch, which allows us to evaluate an expression against several values and return multiple possible results. Now that may sound confusing because it kind of is, but we can illustrate this with a simple exercise. If we think about the column that we created, our high profit column here, we assigned a yes or no value depending on whether the sale had a high profit margin. But what if we wanted to assign more than just two values? For example, we have a sales column here in our table, and maybe we'd like to assign a performance rating based on how high or low the sale was. If we pick some arbitrary targets, let's say anything over 500,000 should be rated as excellent, anything over 250,000 should be rated as good, above 100,000 is average, and then anything else is just below average. The switch function will allow us to perform all of these evaluations within one tidy column. So let's go ahead and create our new column. And we'll call this sales rating. And first we'll call our switch function. I'm going to drop down to the next line and call true, do a comma, and then we'll start entering our values here. So first one we are going to do is call sales, and we're going to say if this value is above 500,000, then the value should be excellent. For our next one, I'm going to say if anything is above 250,000, we'll call this good. And then continue here with the last two evaluations. And finally, anything else remaining will just be below average. After we're done, we can head back over to our report view to see how we can use this new column. Let's go ahead and pull in another bar chart, and maybe we'll take a look at how each of our products is performing in sales relative to this new sales rating we've created. So we pulled product into our x-axis, the sum of sales into our y-axis, and sales rating into our legend. Now, this provides us some better insight into how our products are performing. Now, I do want to call out that the way our legend is sorted here alphabetically is not ideal. It's kind of confusing to have average first, then below average, and then excellent, and then good. Now, there are a couple ways we can go about fixing this that go beyond the scope of this video, but if you've encountered this in Power BI before and you have a solution, I'm sure other viewers would love to see it, so feel free to post it down in the comments. All right, finally, let's take a look at how we can use the and or functions. These both allow us to combine multiple conditions within our DAX. And will return true if all conditions are true, while or returns true if any condition is true. Let's say we're interested in a particular product being sold in a particular segment, and we want to track instances of those sales. We can create a new column called strategic product. And we'll start our function with if. Inside our if statement, we'll open up an and statement. And this is going to take our arguments. So our first argument will be that segment has to equal enterprise. And sale must be above 300,000. Our evaluations will be yes if it meets the criteria, and no if it does not meet the criteria. All right, so to check this, we'll go ahead and filter our strategic product column to yes. And our segment is only enterprise. All of our sales here are above 300,000, perfect. And we can kind of do the reverse of that as well to double check. So we'll select no. Make sure enterprise is unchecked, or rather checked. All of these should be below 300,000. We can do a quick check here. Yeah, our highest value is under 300,000 here, so looks like we're good. Now, to see how we can use the OR function, let's say we want to find a way to evaluate which of our sales are preferred sales, and these will occur whenever we achieve a high profit or our sales rating is excellent. So let's go ahead and clear out our filters first. Clear all filters and select a new column. Call this preferred sale. We'll start with if and then or. And our two conditions here are going to be that high profit is equal to yes. And the sales rating is equal to excellent. I'll use 1 and 0 to evaluate. All right, let's put this new column to action. We'll head back over to our canvas here and let's go ahead and pull in a line chart. We will add in date and then preferred sale. And now we can see how many of these preferred sales we're getting over time. Let's try and add some depth to this visual as well. Let's go ahead and pull in segment. And now we can see by segment how many of these preferred sales are occurring over time. And this allows us to do some comparison, but let's let's try a different line chart here. Let's try the 100% stacked area chart. I kind of like this a little better because you get to see the proportion of each different segment as opposed to the previous format we had here in the regular line chart. So I'm going to stick with the 100% stack chart here. And of course, let's also remember we can pull in a date slicer. And so this is going to, again, allow us to add some depth to our reporting here. It's going to allow us to provide some customization for our report users. And this looks pretty good. All right, to recap, we covered the if, switch, and or functions by building out some new columns to enhance our data set. We then built out some basic visuals that provided us analysis beyond the standard fields in our model. The DAX we created here allows us to provide further insight for our report users and therefore more value in our analysis. We'll go ahead and stop there for now, but if you have any questions about this content or would like the BIX team to cover a topic in a future video, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on future videos, and thanks for watching.